everyone, it's Morgyn from For the Love of Paper, and I am here with my second Project Life spread for the month, and this one is Sam's spread of all the things that he got up to during the month of April. And if you watch my previous Project Life video, I did say that that spread was his one, but it wasn't. That was actually a family layout, because there was photos of just me and there was Frank and stuff in there. This one here is just dedicated to Sam. And if you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I do all my editing and stuff in Photoshop first. And I will actually be using the Project Life app in conjunction with another app very soon, so that I can add some digital cards and elements and stickers and stuff, and I won't have to use the computer as much, and I am so excited about that. It's going to make my process so much more streamlined, not having to transfer the photos from my phone to the computer and then back again to print them. I'm so excited. So yeah, because I do it all digitally, it makes it nice and simple that I can do a page for Sam, a page for Roman, a page for family, and then any other special occasions, if there's birthdays or whatever happens, they can all go in there. So yeah, this one is for Sam, as I mentioned, and I'm just going through and trimming down all the pictures because they're not true 4x6 when they're printed on the Canon Selfie, which is what I use at home. I am mounting all these on 4x6 and 3x4 cardstock that's already pre-cut and to the exact size, because I hate that they're not the right size. It absolutely drives me crazy. Like, seriously annoys me. And if I could get an Epson Picturemate, I would buy one, but they don't sell them in Australia anymore, which is really disappointing. And if anyone from Epson is out there and listening to this, us scrapbookers want the Picturemate back. We want one. Here in Australia, we want to be able to buy one. And I know I could buy one from the States, but our dollar's so crappy. It would cost so much money, and the shipping, and then every time I needed ink cartridges, it would just cost me a fortune. And I can't quite justify that. So unfortunately, I'll just have to live with this or go out and print my photos elsewhere, but sometimes I'm lazy, so you know. Anyway, this first photo is of Sam and I doing some funny selfies, and I used that stamp, it's a digital stamp that says cherish love, and then there's a little heart, and I strategically placed that over my my face, because the way I took the picture, my chin was all weird and it looked awful, so I put the stamp there to cover up the weird part that I didn't like. Does anyone else do that? Does anyone else sometimes look at a photo and go, I really don't like how I look or how someone else looks, and cover it up with an embellishment? Or if there's something funny in the photo, like, not funny, but something that shouldn't be there, or like someone or something in the background that you're like, I don't really want that random person in my background, so you stick an embellishment over it. I do that quite often, and that was one of those occasions. And then I just used one of the Chamel puffy stickers, and I still can't remember what collection that's from. I know I mentioned it in the last video, and I still can't remember. I really should look it up and be able to tell you. And here I messed up, and I was trying to stick my photo to the backing cardstock, but I stuck the tape on the cardstock instead of on the photo. So it didn't quite work. So I just went and peeled it all off and stuck it back down again. And I'm sure we're all guilty of doing something like that as well. So this is the benefit of having the double-sided tape over one of those ATGs or like a tape roller, because you can't peel that stuff back up. Once it's on, it's on. Whereas this double-sided tape, it takes a while to stick properly. You still have a little bit of a few moments in time where you can peel it back up. And this photo is of Sam playing on my bedroom floor. He'd got all his little toys out. There's Hulkbuster, which is like a giant Iron Man for those of you who don't watch superhero movies. There's Batman, and then there was some Transformers, and oh goodness knows what else. And the cat is actually, where the doorway is, the cat's actually lying closest to the doorway, almost the exact same position that Sam is lying, just watching him play. And he didn't even know I'd taken this photo. I snuck in from the other door, and I snapped this little picture of him just playing. He was so in his own little zone, his own little world, making up stories about what they were doing, and it was just so adorable. I absolutely loved it. And I think I used another, I just typed out some words. It says, that is my happy place. And that's so true for him. He always complains that he's bored and he doesn't have anything to do. And whenever we suggest, go and play with your toys, I don't like my toys. I hate toys. Every single time without fail. Yet if he goes and gets them on his own accord and sets them up to play, happy as Larry. Absolutely loves it. So I don't listen to him when he says he doesn't like things. He's usually talking nonsense. So I just used a little label in that bottom corner and a wood veneer heart, and I think that heart is from one of the last Scrapping Fun kits. I'm pretty sure that's one of those ones that I hadn't used, and it's ended up in my stash pile. So it's good to be using up some old kit products. And the next photo is just a filler card. It said happy, and then it was like a blank line, and then it said day at the bottom, I think, and I just put in every, because Sam is usually pretty happy every day. He has his moments of being grumpy and angry about stuff, but most of the time he's a pretty happy kid. And this one is him reading his Where's Wally books. And I tried to use the other half of the sticker that I used on the previous layout. But, oh, that's right. Sam was on the other side of the camera and he completely bumped on my tripod. So that's what that shaking was. And then me telling him off, clearly. My hand and doing the stop signal for him. That was him doing his Where's Wally books. I ended up, they were at Aldi. I think they were like $2.99 a book. And I ended up buying all of the ones that they had because $3. And they're huge books. They're the big, massive ones that I had when I was a kid. And $3, I couldn't say no to that. So he got a whole bunch of those and he loves them. He loves books, just full stop. He definitely enjoys reading. And then these photos were of his cross country. So that was the first cross country that he's ever done at school. And I think my little Mr. Man is waking up. So I'm going to finish this recording in a moment. Okay, I'm back. Someone didn't want to have a very long nap time today. He's got a bit of a cold too. He's really stuffed up and not feeling 100%. Poor little munchkin. I thought he would have slept longer because of that, but apparently not. So anyway, these photos were of Sam's first cross country, and he's in the blue team, which is, I think it's called Chillawong. I don't know what that means. I should look it up. I'm assuming it's an Aboriginal name or place or meaning or something. So I really should look that up and see what it means for his house. And he didn't do that well at cross country. And I didn't think he would, and I wouldn't either. I was terrible. I'm not a big sports person. I love watching sport, not so much with the participating. And Sam likes going out and, kicking a ball or playing backyard cricket or running around and doing those things. He likes being active and outside, but when it's a sort of a controlled sporting activity, no, he's not interested at all. But he did pretty well. He came about middle of the pack and he had the best time and he had a massive smile on his face and he was just so happy to participate, and it was pretty cool. And it was even cooler that I got to go and someone else is having a chat too. That I got to go and be there, and Frank actually had that day off as well. I think Roman was maybe like a week old. And yeah, Frank was at home, so we both got to go and cheer him on and watch him do that, which is pretty cool. And then this next photo, actually I can't remember what this one was. Sorry, I sort of looked away when I had it up on the screen. This one is, I don't know. And sorry, little mister here is sitting on my lap having some cuddles, so you might hear him in the background. Oh, that's right. That was the RSPCA here, the animal shelter. They had Easter markets, and we headed down, and Sam got to make an Easter bonnet and an Easter basket, and then they had an Easter egg hunt, which was incredibly badly organised. They had this area that would have been about, I don't know, 6 square meters flat, maybe a bit more, maybe 8 square meters flat, and they had this fake grass on it, but then they had about 30 children trying to find Easter eggs in this little area, and there was like little tents and stuff. Oh, it was absolutely terrible. And then Sam couldn't find one, and he was nearly in tears, and there was other kids that didn't get one, and they were nearly in tears. And then they just all, if you didn't have an egg, you went up to the lady and she handed you one. I'm like, that was so badly organised. But he got an egg and he was pretty happy. So he made his Easter bonnet and he really liked that. And then he got a Spider-Man face paint, and then she painted a spider on his forearm, so he was like doing the web thing. Oh yes, exactly. Yeah, so that was a kind of a fun little day out that we had. And then the last photo is Sam doing the flying fox at our local park. It was one day Frank took him down. Yes, Roman. Frank took him down to the park, and he got the new iPhone 7, and it does the I can't remember what it is. It does the special kind of images, and they're really, really neat. They're so crisp, and like they blur out the background really well. And he took a whole bunch of photos, and I really, really liked that one. And that is this layout done, guys. So I'd like to thank you for watching, and if you don't want to miss any of my other videos, please subscribe, and I will catch you next time. Bye!